Some choices change your life. Others make you question whether the life you were living was real at all. Ada came to Korea for something simple. Work hard. Send money home. Survive. She never expected love to become the most dangerous thing she found there. Then one afternoon, a woman placed an envelope in front of her. Inside was enough money to change everything. And one sentence that changed even more. Leave Korea tonight. The envelope held enough money to change Ada's life. The note inside said, Leave Korea tonight. Never contact my son again. Ada read the sentence once. Then again. Then one more time. Her fingers stayed still on the thick white paper, while her chest tightened in small, painful waves. Outside the cafe window, Seoul moved like nothing had happened. People laughed. Cars passed. Coffee machines hissed. Inside her, something had already broken. She looked up. Across from her sat the woman who had handed her the envelope. Elegant coat. Perfect posture. Face calm enough to deliver bad news every day. Han Mayon folded her hands. I know this feels cruel. Ada let out a short laugh. Cruel? No. Cruel was being told your rent was due. Cruel was converting Korean won to naira and realizing your family back home thought you were becoming rich. Cruel was working 2 jobs and still pretending things were fine. This was something else. Ada looked at the envelope. Then at the woman. Is this a joke? Mayon shook her head. No. Ada stared. The woman continued. My son has always tried to save people. Pause. He thinks that's what he's doing with you. Ada blinked. For a second, she thought she misunderstood. Excuse me. Mayon's eyes softened, which somehow made the words worse. You are kind, intelligent, strong. Pause. But people confuse gratitude with love. Ada sat back slowly. Something hot climbed into her throat. You think he feels sorry for me? Mayon looked down. Not answering. Which was answer enough. Ada swallowed. 3 months. 3 months of late-night calls. 3 months of walking home together. 3 months of him remembering details nobody else noticed. 3 months of him carrying her umbrella because she always forgot. 3 months of becoming the safest part of her week. And this woman thought she was a charity case. Ada smiled. Small. Sharp. Tell me something. Mayon looked up. Ada asked quietly. If I was Korean, would we still be sitting here? Silence. That was answer enough too. Ada stood, pushed the envelope back, and walked out. But she only made it 3 steps. Because her phone rang. Jun. She stared. Her thumb hovered. Then she answered. His voice came immediately. Warm. Breathless. Ada, don't go home yet. She froze. As why? Pause. Then. I need to tell you something. Her stomach dropped. People only say that sentence before life changes. She turned. Mayon was watching. Not nervous. Not guilty. Waiting. Jun inhaled. I'm not at the hospital. Ada frowned. Okay. Pause. Longer. Then. I haven't worked there for almost 6 months. Her body went cold. What? His voice became quieter. I lied. The city noise disappeared. Nothing moved. Nothing. Ada swallowed. What do you mean you lied? He exhaled. Then said, Please come see me. She looked at Mayon. The woman said nothing. Just looked away. Ada ended the call. Slowly sat back down. And whispered, Who exactly is your son? Mayon looked at her. For the first time. She looked tired. She reached into her handbag, pulled out another photo, placed it face down, then pushed it forward. Ada turned it over. Her breathing stopped. John. Black suit. Expression cold. Standing beside men with identical dark coats. One of them held blood on his sleeve. Behind them, luxury cars. Security. No smiles. No hospital. No white coats. At the bottom of the picture, Korean text. Translated in small English print. Han Group successor RETURNS after internal conflict. Ada stared. Mayon spoke quietly. My son isn't a doctor. I beat. He's next in line to lead one of the most dangerous criminal organizations in Korea. Ada looked up slowly. Her heartbeat started climbing. No. No. Jun hated violence. Jun bought flowers for old women. Jun apologized to waiters. Jun cried watching documentaries. Jun couldn't be. Mayon interrupted her thoughts. He wanted a normal life. Pause. And then he met you. Ada laughed once. Short. Disbelieving. So what now? Mayon held her gaze. He will choose. Pause. And whichever life he chooses. Her eyes lowered briefly. Someone will get hurt. Ada stood. Picked up the envelope. Not because she wanted it. Because her hands needed something to hold. Then she walked outside. Cold air. Cars. Noise. Everything looked normal. Which felt offensive. Her phone vibrated. Jun. Message. Please trust me. One meeting, that's all. Ada stared at the screen. Then another message came. Unknown number. You should leave Seoul tonight. This isn't family business anymore. She stopped walking. Another message. You already know too much. And attached beneath it, a photo. Taken seconds ago. Of her. Standing outside the cafe. Someone was watching. Pause. If you were Ada, would you meet Jun? Or take the first flight home? And if stories that pull you straight into impossible choices are your thing, stay close. You're going to need the next part. Before we continue, Ada still doesn't know who Jun really is, and what happens next changes everything. If you're already invested and haven't subscribed yet, take a second and subscribe now. Turn on notifications, like the video. Comment what you think about Ada so far, and share before we continue to the next part now. Let's continue. Ada looked up immediately. People moved around her. Nobody looked suspicious. Nobody looked dangerous. Which somehow made the fear worse. Fingers tightened around the phone. Another vibration. Jun calling. Rejected it. Then instantly regretted it. Then told herself she didn't. Chest felt crowded. She started walking. Fast. Running. Running meant fear. Fear meant weakness. And weakness was expensive. Apartment was 20 minutes away. Made it 12. A black car slowed beside the sidewalk. Heartbeat jumped. Window lowered. An older woman leaned out. You're blocking the road. Ada stepped aside. The car left. Laughed once at herself. Too loud. Too forced. Hands were shaking. By the time she reached her building, she already hated herself for one thing. Wanted Jun to explain. Which meant a part of her still trusted him. Inside her room, she locked the door twice. Opened the envelope. Counted. Stopped. Started again. Enough money to solve problems. Enough money to pay debts. Enough money to make her mother stop saying, "When are you coming home?" Enough money to breathe. Dropped the cash back inside. Phone rang again. Jun. This time she answered. Then his voice. Thank you. Ada stared. For what? For answering. Her jaw tightened. You lied to me. No defense came. Only breathing. I know. Sat on the edge of the bed. Voice turned smaller. Were any of those months real? He answered too quickly. Yes. That annoyed her. Too quick. Too prepared. Stood. You don't get to answer that fast. Then. I met you because I wanted to feel normal. Ada laughed. There. That word again. Normal. Like she was some emotional vacation package. You used me. Voice sharpened. No. I hid from you. That landed differently. Stayed quiet. John continued. My family built something ugly. Breathing slowed. I left. Said softly. You said medicine saved people. Then. I said I wanted to. Eyes closed. That one hurt. Because it sounded true. Not practiced. Manipulative. True. John spoke again. Meet me. No. Ada. No. Voice lowered. Then at least listen. She said nothing. John inhaled. My father died 8 months ago. She froze. My family started fighting over succession. Voice became flatter. Controlled. They wanted me back. Sat slowly. He continued. I disappeared. She whispered. You became a fake doctor. Unexpectedly. He laughed. Small. Broken. No. Another pause. I was a doctor. Ada blinked. What? He spoke carefully. I left medicine after. He stopped. Long silence. Too long. Then. After I lost someone. The chest tightened. She hated herself for caring. John continued. I never lied about who I wanted to be. A pause. I lied about who I still was. Looked toward the window. Dark outside. Quiet. Then she asked. Your mother said people get hurt. John didn't answer immediately. Then. She wasn't lying. Silence. Stomach dropped. She whispered. What aren't you telling me? Nothing. Then. Very quietly. I need you to come now. Click. Call ended. Ada stared. No address. Nothing. Then a message arrived. Location shared. One sentence. Come alone. Looked at the clock. 8:34 p.m. Should block him. Delete him. Pack. Leave. Instead. She changed clothes. And hated herself for doing it. Outside. Cold air. Called a taxi. 30 minutes later. The car stopped. A hospital. A restaurant. Not a luxury house. A closed rooftop cafe. Lights off. One table. One person. John. Black jacket. Hands in pockets. No smile. No warmth. The first time. He looked like the photo. Stepped out slowly. He looked at her. You came. Folded her arms. Talk. He nodded. No excuses. No apology. Just straight to it. My mother offered you money. Ada stared. As you knew. Eyes shifted. No answer. Stomach sank. You knew. John looked away. Stepped back. Oh my God. He looked at her immediately. It wasn't my idea. Laughed. She humiliates me and you. What? Stay quiet. His jaw tightened. Ada shook her head. No, no, don't. Voice lowered. I was trying to stop this. Looked at him. Then asked quietly. Then why didn't you tell me? His answer came instantly. Because I knew you'd leave. The honesty hit harder than lies. Looked away. Jun took one careful step forward. You make me forget who I am. Laughed. That isn't romantic. Face changed. Because she was right. Continued. You don't even know me. Eyes stayed on her. Then quietly. I know your brother dropped out of school, and you send money home. Face changed. He continued. I know you skip meals when you're stressed. Another step. I know you stop speaking English when you're angry. Chest tightened. He looked at her. I know you pretend not to cry, because your mother depends on you. Then softer. And I know you think people only stay if you earn it. Eyes watered immediately. Which annoyed her. She whispered. Stop. He didn't. I know because I pay attention. Breathing became uneven. Then suddenly. Headlights. Vast. Vast. Jun turned instantly. Entire body changed. His eyes hardened. Voice became cold. Ada. She froze. He stepped in front of her. Next words came quietly. Get back in the taxi. 3 black SUVs entered the parking lot. Doors opened. Stepped out. Nobody smiled. Jun looked at them. One man walked forward. Young. Well-dressed. Holding a cigarette. He smiled. But his eyes didn't. He looked directly at Ada. Then at Jun. And said, You disappeared for months. He smiled wider. And this is why. Pause. Eyes stayed on Ada. Then he said, Brother. Brother. Jun never mentioned a brother. The man smiled. And pulled out a gun. Pause here. What do you think happens next? Does Jun protect Ada? Or reveal who he truly is? And if you're still here, subscribe now. Quiet stories don't survive, but unforgettable ones do. Nobody screamed. That was the strange part. In movies, people scream. Real fear goes quiet. Ada stared at the gun. Her brain refused to process it. Jun didn't move. Didn't react. Didn't even look surprised. His voice came out calm. Too calm. You brought a gun to talk. The man smiled. I brought a gun because you ignore calls. Jun looked at Ada. Without turning his head. Get in the taxi. Ada didn't move. Her body felt disconnected. The man noticed. His smile widened. She doesn't listen. Jun's jaw tightened. The man walked closer. Slow. Relaxed. Like nobody there could stop him. He stopped a few steps away. Looked Ada up and down. Then nodded. I expected someone different. Ada stared. Jun's voice changed. Hard. Enough. The man looked amused. Oh. He turned back. You care. Silence. Jun said quietly. Leave. The man laughed. Then looked at Ada. I'm Han Jun-seok. Pause. His younger brother. He took a drag. Exhaled. My brother never introduces people. His eyes stayed on her. So congratulations. Ada swallowed. Nobody warned her fear could feel this embarrassing. Jun-seok smiled. Then pointed at Jun. You told her. Jun said nothing. Jun-seok nodded slowly. Interesting. Then. He raised the gun. Not at Jun. At himself. Pressed it to his own chest. And smiled. Ada froze. Junseok looked at her. You know what's funny? Nobody answered. He continued. If I pull this trigger. His smile stayed. My brother becomes boss tomorrow. Silence. Ada stared. What kind of conversation was this? Junseok lowered the gun. Still smiling. Our father built fear. He looked at Jun. You built guilt. Then at Ada. I wonder which survives longer. Jun finally stepped forward. You're drunk. Junseok smiled. No. His eyes darkened. I'm tired. Something shifted. Ada noticed. This wasn't simple. Not revenge. Not hatred. Something uglier. Junseok looked at Jun. Do you know what people said after father died? Nobody answered. His smile disappeared. They said I wasn't enough. His voice stayed soft. They said wait for your older brother. Another step. Wait for the good son. Another. The smart son. Another. The son who ran away. Jun's face changed. Small. But Ada saw it. Guilt. Junseok laughed. You left me there. Silence. Jun finally spoke. Yes, I know. That answer surprised everyone. Even Junseok blinked. Jun looked at him. No excuses. Junseok stared. Jun continued. I left. Pause. And I told myself you would survive. Silence. Junseok laughed once. Then suddenly exploded. You left me there. The rooftop felt smaller. His voice cracked. Years of anger. Years. He pointed at Jun. Every meeting. Another breath. Every deal. His eyes reddened. Every person father sent after us. His breathing broke. I was 18. Silence. Ada stopped breathing. Jun looked at him. Then quietly. Yes, I know. Junseok stared. Then laughed. But there was pain inside it. He looked at Ada. Do you know something funny? She didn't answer. He smiled. He never left because he hated us. Pause. He left because someone died. Ada looked at Jun. Jun's eyes closed. No. No. This wasn't supposed to exist. Junseok smiled. You didn't tell her. Jun spoke sharply. Stop. Junseok ignored him. He was a doctor. Ada froze. Junseok continued. He lost a patient. Silence. He blamed himself. Jun looked away. Junseok laughed. So our future boss decided saving lives was harder than ruining them. Jun snapped. Enough. Silence. Everyone stopped. Jun rarely raised his voice. Junseok looked surprised. Then smiled again. He looked at Ada. You should know who he is. Jun looked directly at her. Then quietly said, I operated on a child. Silence. His face stayed calm. His eyes didn't. There was a complication. Pause. I made a decision. Pause. It was wrong. Ada felt cold. Jun swallowed. The child died. Silence. He looked down. I couldn't enter another operating room. Nobody moved. Junseok laughed softly. So he came home. Silence. Jun looked at Ada. His voice became smaller. And I hated myself enough to stay. Nothing moved. Then Ada quietly asked. So everything after that? Jun looked at her. His eyes held. No. Pause. You were never fake. That almost made her angry. Because she wanted to hate him. It would have been easier. Headlights appeared again. Everybody turned. More cars. Too many. Junseok looked. Then sighed. Izah. Jun's face changed instantly. Not fear. Calculation. One man stepped out. Older. Scar across his cheek. Everyone became quiet. Even Junseok. The man looked at Jun. Then smiled. Chairman wants both sons. Nobody moved. The man looked at Ada. Long pause. Then asked. Who is she? Nobody answered. Wrong move. The man's eyes narrowed. Then he smiled. Oh. He pointed. Two men moved toward Ada. Jun stepped in front instantly. The rooftop changed. The scarred man looked interested. Then quietly asked. You choosing her? Silence. Jun answered. No. Ada felt something inside her drop. Then Jun continued. I'm protecting someone who isn't part of this. The man smiled. Same thing. Jun didn't move. Then the scarred man said. Bring all three. Junseok's smile disappeared. Jun stepped backward. Closer to Ada. Without looking at her. He whispered. When I say run. Ada whispered back. And what? Jun's eyes stayed forward. His breathing slowed. Then quietly. For once. Pause. Don't trust me. And suddenly. He stepped forward. Straight toward the men. One against many. And Ada realized. She had never once asked herself what kind of man survives inside a family like this. Jun moved first. Not fast. Not dramatic. Too efficient. That was what made Ada understand. This wasn't new to him. 1 second, he was standing beside her. The next second, the closest man was on the ground. No wasted movement. No anger. Like someone doing something they promised themselves they would never do again. The rooftop exploded. A chair crashed. Someone shouted. Ada stepped back. Her heart slammed against her ribs. Jun grabbed one man's wrist. Twisted. Gun dropped. He kicked it away. Another came. Jun moved again. Short. Controlled. No hesitation. Junseok watched. And laughed. Not because it was funny. Because something inside him looked broken. He looked at Ada. There he is. She turned. What? Junseok smiled without smiling. My brother. Jun hit another attacker. Then stopped. Didn't continue. Didn't punish. Just enough. Always enough. The scarred man stood still. Watching. Learning. Then he spoke. Still pretending. Jun looked up. The man smiled. You think being gentle makes you different. Silence. Jun didn't answer. The man nodded. Then looked at Ada. And said calmly. Take her. Everything slowed. Two men moved. Jun saw. Too late. One grabbed Ada's arm. She gasped. The second reached. Jun crossed the distance instantly. His expression changed. Not anger. Fear. Real fear. He shoved the first man away. Pulled Ada behind him. His breathing became uneven. The scarred man watched. Then smiled. Interesting. He saw it too. Jun's weakness. The man took out his phone. Pressed call. Waited. Then held it out. Jun looked. His face changed. He answered. Speaker on. An older male voice. Quiet. Controlled. Jun. Nobody moved. The voice continued. Come home. Jun's eyes hardened. Silence. The voice again. Or I start making decisions. Click. Call ended. Nobody spoke. The scarred man looked pleased. Chairman doesn't repeat himself. Jun looked at him, then quietly asked, Since when? The man smiled. 3 days. Jun froze. Ada noticed immediately. 3 days. Whatever that meant. It mattered. Junseok looked away. Jun turned slowly. You told him. Junseok didn't answer. Jun stared. Junseok laughed once. You disappeared. Pause. I got tired. Jun looked at him. Long. Then nodded once. Not angry. Which somehow felt worse. He turned. Looked at Ada. His voice lowered. You need to leave Korea. She stared. No. His expression stayed still. Ada. No. Everyone looked at her. She looked at him. You don't decide things for me. Jun blinked. She stepped closer. Her chest hurt. Her voice shook. You lied. Another step. You hid things. Another. You don't get to protect me now. Jun looked at her. Like he didn't know what to do with those words. She asked quietly. Did you ever think I should choose? Silence. Jun looked away first. That answered enough. The scarred man smiled. This is emotional. Nobody looked at him. Ada looked at Jun. Then asked. If I leaves. Pause. And what happens? Jun didn't answer. Wrong answer. She noticed. Her stomach dropped. She whispered. What happens? Jun finally said. I go back. Silence. She stared. Back. His face stayed calm. Too calm. Then quietly. I become who they need. No. No. She understood immediately. This wasn't temporary. This wasn't fixing things. This was surrender. She stepped back. Jun continued. You leave. Pause. Your family gets help. Pause. You forget me. Her eyes changed. Slowly. Not heartbreak. Anger. She laughed. Small. Disbelieving. Oh. Jun looked at her. She nodded. Oh. She folded her arms. This was your plan. Jun said nothing. She smiled. Painfully. Make the decision for everyone. Silence. She looked at him. You think sacrifice makes you noble. Jun stared. She continued. But maybe you're selfish. That landed. She saw it. His eyes shifted. She stepped closer. You decide what people need. Pause. You decide who suffers. Pause. You decide who gets left behind. Long silence. Then quietly. Sounds familiar. Jun looked at her. Because she wasn't talking about tonight. She was talking about his brother. She looked at Junseok. Then back. You left him. Silence. She looked directly into Jun's eyes. And now you're leaving again. Nobody spoke. Even the scarred man stopped smiling. Jun stared. Then quietly asked. What are you saying? Ada swallowed. Her voice became softer. More dangerous. I'm saying maybe you aren't trapped. Pause. Maybe you're hiding. Silence. Jun looked away. First time. Then, unexpectedly, Junseok laughed. Real laughter. He looked at Ada. Then said, I like her. Nobody reacted. Junseok looked at Jun. You hear that? Jun stayed quiet. Junseok smiled. Then suddenly tossed something. Jun caught it. He's... Everyone froze. Junseok shrugged. Leave. Jun looked at him. Junseok looked away. Go. Silence. Jun stared. Junseok smiled faintly. You owe me years. Pause. Start paying. Nobody moved. Then headlights appeared again. Another car. Black. Long. Luxury. Everybody became still. The scarred man's smile disappeared. Door opened. One man stepped out. Old. Sharp suit. Silver hair. Calm face. He looked around. Then at Jun. Then at Ada. His eyes rested there. Too long. He smiled politely. Then asked. So. Pause. This is the woman worth destroying my family for. Nobody spoke. The older man stepped forward slowly. No bodyguards moved. Nobody needed to. Power had already entered the rooftop. Ada looked at him. No raised voice, no threats, no performance. Which made him worse. Jun's shoulders tightened. Not fear. Recognition. The older man stopped, looked at Jun. Then said calmly, You disappeared for 8 months. You ignored meetings. You ignored calls. His eyes shifted to Ada. And somehow this became the result. Jun stepped forward. Leave her out. The man looked mildly interested. You said that quickly. Jun didn't answer. The man nodded. Then looked at Ada. His voice remained polite. My name is Han Seong-min. Unfortunately, I'm his father. Silence. Ada stared. No. Jun said his father died. Jun's face changed. Small. But enough. Seong-min noticed. He smiled. Then looked at Ada. He told you I was dead. Nobody moved. Jun spoke. As you were. His father looked at him. Then smiled. Emotionally. Silence. No answer. Seong-min nodded. Fair. He placed both hands behind his back. Families do dramatic things. Then he looked at Ada. I assume you think I'm the villain. She looked at him. Then quietly said, I don't know enough. His eyes changed slightly. Like he respected the answer. He nodded. Good. Then he turned. Looked at Jun. Come home. Jun said nothing. His father continued. The board approved. Your brother stays. You lead. Junseok laughed. Nobody joined. Seong-min ignored him. Jun looked at his father. And if I refuse? His father looked at Ada. Not Jun. Then calmly said. Then people who matter to her begin having difficult months. Silence. Ada understood immediately. Family, money, visas, life. No direct threat. Cleaner than that. Jun's expression changed. His father saw it. Then smiled faintly. There you are. Jun stepped forward. His voice became cold. Don't. His father tilted his head. Interesting. Long silence. Then Seong-min looked at Ada. And asked, Do you love him? Jun turned immediately. Stop. But Ada answered. Not because she wanted to. Because everybody already knew. She looked at Jun. Then said quietly, I don't know. Silence. She kept going. I know I cared. I know I trusted him. I know I miss who I thought he was. Her eyes stayed on Jun. And I don't know who this version is. Nobody moved. Jun looked at her. She continued. But I know this. She turned toward Seong-min. If somebody has to threaten people to keep family together, Then maybe there isn't a family left. Silence. Nobody expected that. Xiangmin stared. Then smiled. Small. Unexpected. He nodded. Then looked at Jun. Interesting woman. Jun didn't move. His father looked at him. Then asked quietly, "What do you want?" Long silence. Nobody breathed. Jun looked at his brother. Junseok looked away. Then Jun looked at Ada. Then back. He answered. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just honestly. I don't want to spend my life becoming someone everyone survives. Silence. His father stared. Jun continued. I don't want loyalty built from fear. I don't want another brother waiting. Long silence. Then, his father looked at Junseok. For the first time. Actually looked. Junseok looked away immediately. Too late. Something passed across Xiangmin's face. Tiny. Regret. Gone quickly. He looked at Jun. Then said, You're weak. Jun nodded. Maybe. Then answered. Maybe. But I think I'm tired of pretending weakness and kindness are the same thing. Silence. Nobody moved. Then unexpectedly, Xiangmin laughed. Short. Quiet. Almost sad. He nodded once. Then turned. Started walking away. Everyone stared. He stopped. Without turning. And said, Nobody follows them. Then he entered the car. Doors closed. Cars left. Silence. Wind. Nothing else. Nobody moved for a long time. Then Junseok looked at Jun. Oh, that's it. Jun looked toward the empty road. I don't know. Junseok stared. Then suddenly laughed. Real laughter. He shook his head. Unbelievable. Then he looked at Ada. Pointed once. You. She blinked. He nodded. Don't disappear. Then he walked away. Nobody stopped him. Soon only Jun and Ada remained. Cold rooftop. City lights. Jun looked at her. Then quietly said, I lied about my father. She nodded. I know. He looked down. I didn't know how to explain him. She nodded again. Then asked, Do you still want to go back? Long silence. Jun looked at the city. Then quietly. No. She looked at him. He continued. But I don't know who I am if I don't. That answer surprised her. Because for once, he wasn't trying to sound strong. She smiled faintly. Then said, Good. He looked at her. She shrugged. People who know exactly who they are usually scare me. Unexpectedly. He laughed. Small. Human. She looked at him. Then quietly said, I don't forgive you. He nodded. Okay. She looked ahead. But I don't think I want to forget you either. Silence. Jun looked at her. She noticed. Then smiled once. Don't make this dramatic. He laughed again. Then asked. Coffee. She stared. After everything. Coffee. She shook her head. Smiling. You are unbelievable. He looked away. Then quietly. Maybe. They stood there. Not holding hands. Not kissing. No promises. Just two people. Not fixed. Not finished. But honest. The city stretched below them. Bright. Loud. Alive. And for the first time, neither of them looked trapped. Pause. Before this ends. One question. If someone hid the darkest parts of themselves because they wanted to deserve love, did they lie? Or were they trying to become someone better? See you in the next story. Before you go, if you enjoyed this story, please subscribe. It helps me create more stories like this for you. Then leave a comment telling me where you're watching from. And one more thing. If you were Ada, what would you have done? I'll be reading your answers. See you in the next story.